What that video proves is that whatever was happening in that hotel room, be it freak off, be it a swinging situation, she didn't want part of that. It was not consensual. So when Diddy stands up, or his lawyers do, because he has not taken the stand, fat chance, and says, what I did wasn't a crime. It was all consensual. Don't hate me because I'm a swinger. They're not going to buy that because he's literally dragging Cassie Ventura back into a hotel room. Okay? So that's not consensual. Right there.
Right.
And that is a small part
Nancy,
of a bigger scheme of racketeering. Yes.
Like I said before, Nancy, the defense, I think, is not going to buy that. And they're not going to argue that. And I don't think the evidence is going to show that, but we'll wait and see. That's a heck of an argument if it were true, but I don't think that that's anywhere close to where any of this is headed. I think what you're going to see is that it's a different story. And so I would just counsel a little patience.
Well, look, I mean, Mark, Mark, if you're going to talk about it, because we know the filings. What they say is that the fight was not over the freak-off. The fight was over a text message on Diddy's phone that Cassie saw involving another woman. So that's what they're laying out. I mean, they've as much as said that, right?
Correct. And that's what I'm saying. So before we start constructing all kinds of theories based on something that I haven't seen, because I don't think
of him
that's
beating
detailed anywhere in the indictment.
In a hotel hallway. Oh, okay.
So nobody is defending, least of all him, given his apology video. Nobody's defending what he did. However, it's the context of it. Is he guilty of domestic violence? Sure looks like it to me, and he copped to it. You got the tape, you got his thing. Domestic violence is not what he's charged with.
Ebony and Ashley, talk to me about something Johnny Cochran said during the O.J. Simpson case, and boy, do I remember it, where he just stood up and said, hey, race plays a part in everything. And he was certainly right in that case, that it played a huge part. Does race play a part in this case?
The late Johnny was right then, Harvey, and he's right. It would be applicable in this case. Here, for the simple fact that historically, when you think about Black men and kind of the profile and persona in which they are portrayed, even in mass media, themes of violence, propensity for sexual violence specifically, things of this nature come into play. We know at one time, Sean Combs' defense team was prepared to argue a kind of Mann Act style. This is a targeting of my client because he's a successful, wealthy celebrity Black man in America doing well, and we know that we must take them down, the man of it all. I do believe I'm hearing that they are sidelining that argument. Personally, I'm really glad they did. I don't think it's an accident that the one Black man who was on the Sean Combs defense team originally, coincidentally, we'll say, stepped off the team when we heard word of that argument making the light of day. I don't think it would be necessary to make that argument, but I don't think you have to make the argument in court with rhetoric, right? I think the subtext of the fact that you're not going to see Sean Combs and not see a Black man in America, his affect on Black culture and Black community, and the fact that we don't know the demographic, rather, of the rest of the victims, but certainly we know that Cassie Ventura is a woman of color. She is a woman who self-identifies of some level of Black descent. And so all of these dynamics, the relationship between Black men and Black women, the history of Black women not being believed when we assert ourselves as victims of violent crime, a la Meg Thee Stallion most recently, all of these themes are going to come up, Harvey.
Ashley, you've covered a bunch of cases where they somehow insert race into the equation. It just seems inevitable here.
Yeah, it's happened a lot. Well, two things. A, I think Ebony's right, and B, I think in part she's wrong. But I think she's very right in the fact that it's a good thing that they decided to jettison the idea that somehow the government is going to come after a really big, powerful man because he's Black. I think we're beyond thinking that the government, just wants to target people for that reason. And I think in the new Trump zeitgeist, it's even more so. I think people are really, really rejecting that generally.
What's next will shock you. Stream the full episode for free on Tubi. Link in the description.